People who like the overhead press really like the overhead press, and I can see why. A strong OHP is one of the most impressive feats of strength that you'll see in the gym. Actually, I'd say out of all the barbell lifts, I'm more impressed by a big overhead press than I am by a big squat, a big bench, or a big deadlift. But the question is, how effective is the exercise for building 3D delts? Well, let's see. It does provide high tension on the shoulders in the stretched position. You can overload it extremely well. Even though the lift tends to be a stubborn lift, you can usually add a little weight or a rep, or at least improve your technique in some way. However, it does have two downsides. For one, it's very anterior delt dominant. When we look at activation patterns across the delt heads, you see that the side and rear heads aren't activated much with the overhead press. And for two, because you're standing, it's not the most stable. This means your lower body and your core will have to work to keep your balance, which will shift some tension coming from the bar away from your shoulders. That's not a deal breaker, but it's probably not ideal from a bodybuilding standpoint. I'm putting it in B tier plus. I think it's overhated from the science crowd, and I think it's overrated from the barbell crowd. Now, if you do them seated, you do fix the stability issue since you no longer have to worry about your balance. But since they're still very front delt dominant, and there's something about the seated OHP that just isn't as satisfying as the standing OHP, I'm gonna leave these in B tier as well.